Hello and welcome to this special edition of CJ Plus. I am Anupam Kher. This is the show that raises your issues, your battles and gives power to your voice. For the last decade, the Citizen Journalist Initiative has given a platform to your stories, helped turn from an ordinary citizen to a citizen journalist. In the year 2015 too, you picked up your cameras and CJ mics, sending reports from across the world, getting you today the best of 2015.
Sometimes a buffalo has to be hacked several times before it's killed.
Please look at the longest line. Where else in India do you see this?
One man with a camera on a mission.
मैं हूँ CJ Gupta.
The citizen journalist spoke. The common man and woman spoke. And CJ Plus made sure that the world listened.
This was another year where CJ Plus became your chosen platform to tell your story. Unbiased, unadulterated, simply the stories as you saw them unfold. Be that Nepal earthquake, Paris terror attacks, or recent Chennai floods. The army of citizen journalists from across the world sent in ground reports.
CJ Plus, a platform trusted by you, the citizen, to show the truth as it is. CJ Plus, where your story, your voice is always the hero. It is a relationship that we have built over a decade, and that's why CJ Plus is the place that you choose to speak out. A natural disaster or a terror strike. Your voices were the first to reach us in the form of ground reports sent by you. As the world was still under shock and lakhs mourned the death of innocents in Paris, a Parisian turned citizen journalist and sent us this report from the ground.
We are not afraid. Don't stay at home. Be out, be outside, and say to the world, we are not afraid.
As painful as it is in a day such as this one again, that those words have a meaning for all of us as a community. And again, this is something that we'll have to do together.
When Nepal was shaken by high-intensity earthquakes and before the TV cameras could reach the spot, you, the citizen, switched on your mobile cameras. Braving the daunting situations, you sent us your audio reports, videos and pictures.
For a few minutes, I have just seen idol and just helping that people who had just trapped and on the roadside. At that time, the boats were colliding. You can see in the photo that boats were colliding and the people were just crying.
These images were the first look at the ground state.
In one of those broken houses, a girl lighting 2 lamps. She couldn't speak, but people told me that she lost her mother and brother, and she doesn't have a father. And she was now just alone in this world, and she had lost her house.
People don't even have shelters. They don't even have a roof to stay. They've lost their homes. And I mean, the basic thing was people didn't even have anything at all. Now they just have their lives.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Koo, citizen journalist for cnn-ibn.
US citizen Jonathan Koo, vacationing in Kathmandu, turned a citizen journalist and spoke to us from the ground. While Assam flood coverage remained conspicuously absent from most mainstream media, you reached out to CJ Plus.
Devastating floods in Assam, and which have been getting little coverage by the national media.
Your citizen journalist reports exposed the situation on the ground. the cloudburst in Baltal area of Jammu and Kashmir.
I'm going to take you further where there is said there is an 800-meter patch which is completely obstructed and completely damaged. We are right now standing at the first point where this landslide has occurred after the cloudburst in Baltal base camp.
For the Chennai floods, CJ Plus repeatedly became the citizen's choice to speak out.
The citizen journalist team has endeavored to get your stories to the fore, where on one hand mainstream media is often criticized for giving preference to politics, gossips or opinions. The CJ show continued to get you stories that matter. The sorry state of maternal health, the Gadhimai festival, the struggles of the everyday. So many such stories that should make headlines but seldom do.
The Citizen Journalist show remains a show of integrity that never shies away from picking up complex issues. A show of reportage and follow-ups. This year too, the show brought out crucial yet seldom talked about issues.
Sometimes a buffalo has to be hacked several times before it's killed.
Untrained, often drunk men,
in a frenzy of madness, trying to slaughter as many animals as possible.
The barbaric bloodshed of Gadhimai festival of Nepal was raised on the Citizen Journalist show. Together with you, the citizen, we expose the illegal passage of animals across the national borders. Together, we raised a voice to put an end to the killing of over 5 lakh animals in the name of a ritualistic sacrifice.
Sensitization has been running since last 5 years.
Activists from India and Nepal used the Citizen Journalist platform to appeal for an end to the Gadhimai slaughter.
All of us need to get together and try and stop this from happening.
It has to stop. This Gadhimai festival has to come to an end.
After relentless reportage on the show, there was an impact and the Nepal Temple Trust announced an indefinite ban on this animal sacrifice.
मंत्री जो कमेटी है वो लोग इससे निर्णय लिया है कि अब हम लोग मंदिर के अंदर बलि नहीं देंगे.
This has been a major achievement for us. We've been fighting this fight for a long time now, some 6 years, and it hasn't been a very easy fight for us.
From the crime-inflicted areas of Jhabua, the dense forests of Mandla, to the political hotbed of Uttar Pradesh, we got you stories of the grassroots level workers carrying out the government's ambitious health schemes.
हमारा ज़्यादा ध्यान गर्भवती माता एवं 0 से 5 साल तक के जो बच्चे होते हैं उन पे गहन देखभाल करने की उनकी आवश्यकता होती है और यहाँ मुझे स्वास्थ्य सेवा से संबंधित जितने भी कार्यक्रम हैं, जितने भी सेवाएं हैं, सब देने के लिए मुझे यहाँ पर पदस्थ किया गया है। समय समय पर लोगों को स्वास्थ्य संबंधी शिक्षा देना, स्वच्छता, पोषण आहार, कुपोषित बच्चे.
Stories of the plight of these health workers and the hardships they face.
सेंट्रल इतनी इंटीरियर में बना हुआ है कि वहाँ रहने लायक नहीं. हम अकेले लेडीज हैं, हम वहाँ नहीं रह सकते. मेरे साथ कुछ भी दुर्घटना हो सकती है तो सरकार या कोई भी हमारी सेफ्टी नहीं ले सकता.
हम जिस हाई रिस्क एरिया में हम रह कर के काम कर रहे हैं उस हिसाब से हमें वेतन बहुत कम दिया जा रहा है, जो कि ये ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. जब हम काम इतना कर रहे हैं तो हमारे वेतन में भी वृद्धि होनी चाहिए.
महीने का कुछ भी तनख्वाह नहीं है मैडम जी, पर काम तो बहुत सारे करते हैं मैडम जी.
गाड़ी रुकवा लेते हैं बीच में. जो लेडीज गहने पहनती हैं, आदिवासी महिलाएं, वो गहनों को लूट लेते हैं, पैसे लूट लेते हैं, मोबाइल ले लेते हैं.
Keeping a check on failed government promises were your stories that reached us from villages and towns spread across the nation.
टीका नहीं लगा है आपको? नहीं. आयरन का गोली भी? नहीं.
You saw expectant mothers withering in pain as doctors remained absent.
ऑपरेशन वो कर रहे हैं तो दूसरे डॉक्टर को भी तो आना चाहिए ना.
आपको हम मैनेजमेंट को पूछिए, ऑफिस आइए ना, ऑफिस से पता लगाइए ना.
You caught on camera hospital staff demanding bribes.
प्राइवेट केस का है, ब्लीडिंग हो रहा है, इस तरह का दिक्कत है. 1000-2000 बाहर मिल सकता है. मिठाई का बहाना बोला
Your reports exposed how the maternal health care schemes by the government failed to make any impact on the ground.
कत्ते पैसा दिए पड़ो
200 लिए है, कोई 400 ले लिए है, कोई 300 लिए है।
आपको चेकअप अपने होता है? नहीं। वजन भी नहीं। आपको पोषार मिल रहा है? सूखा पोषार, दाल चावल, आयरन का गोली, कुछ नहीं।
Manipur has been cut off from rest of the country.
Stories often ignored by the mainstream media resounded on CJ+.
Where else in India do you see this? So I request all the viewers to see this, share as much as possible.
Kodaikanal won't, Kodaikanal won't, Kodaikanal won't step down till you make amends now.
These were your stories in your voice, demanding to be heard, and CJ+ was the platform for it.
The Courier Workers Association has been fighting this for 14 years, and this is just one part of the major campaign things that they have done. They have done protests, they have done awareness programs, they have done marches.
The citizen journalist spoke, the common man and woman spoke, and CJ+ made sure that the world listened.
Time for a short break on the show. Do stay tuned, lots more on the other side. Welcome back. This is CJ+ special best of 2015 and I am Anupam Kher. Here on the show, citizen efforts and services have always been recognized and encouraged. This year too, CJ+ saluted the spirit of becoming the change.
CJ+ salutes the work of individual and groups to bring about change. This year too, we got you inspiring stories of common citizens who are not just a part of the change-making process, but are themselves the agents for change. Doris Francis lost her daughter to a road accident on NH24 back in 2009. Since then, she made it her life's mission to ensure that no one else meets the same fate.
मैं नहीं चाहती कि इस कट के ऊपर 10 परिवार फिर रोए, फिर कोई कहे कि हमसे कुछ छिन गया। नहीं चाहती, नहीं चाहती, नहीं चाहती, मैं नहीं चाहती। क्या हुआ भाई साहब? एम्बुलेंस को जगह दे, एम्बुलेंस को जगह दे, ऑटो को दे, साइड में दे, एम्बुलेंस को जगह दे।
Every day, Doris picks up her lathi and whistle and goes to the same spot to manage the traffic.
बदलाव लाने के लिए किसी का सहारा नहीं चाहिए, हमारी खुद की हिम्मत हमें अंदर से आनी चाहिए और बदलाव खुद ब खुद आ जाता है।
It was the story of callous high-handedness, images that gripped the social media and sparked off a wave of anger when an old typist was harassed by a cop in Lucknow.
उस दिन मैंने देखा कि एक पुलिसकर्मी आया और दुकानदारों को जबरदस्ती हटाने लगा।
Citizen journalist Ashutosh Tripathi decided that he cannot be a mute spectator. He used his camera and power of social media to demand justice for the old gentleman whose only source of income was that typewriter.
उत्तर प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री अखिलेश यादव ने इस मामले को संज्ञान में लेते हुए आला अधिकारियों से पुलिसकर्मी को निलंबित करने के आदेश दिए और साथ ही बुजुर्ग टाइपिस्ट को आर्थिक मदद देने की घोषणा भी की। अगर इरादे सच्चे हों और हिम्मत हो तो ये कैमरा और डिजिटल मीडियम आपकी ताकत भी बन सकते हैं।
लोग कूड़ा भर के लेकर आते थैलियों में और पानी में डालते हैं।
Fishes are dying every day. There is nobody to check the cleanliness.
Our CJs were agents for change across sectors. Richa Chaudhary was waging a war to save Delhi's Naini Lake.
I don't understand why the tourism department isn't focusing on reviving the lake instead of minting money from commercialization of the lake.
And Soumya Garg, a teacher in Chhattisgarh, was battling gender bias taught in schools.
चैप्टर है बेरोजगारी, जिसमें भारत में बेरोजगारी का एक कारण दिया हुआ है महिलाओं द्वारा नौकरी करना।
Each one of our agents for change this year have demonstrated courage and raw determination. They have faced obstacles as stepping stones and moved ahead in the journey to becoming the change that they wanted to see.
Many citizens have relentlessly stood by us, exposing one wrong, doing after another. Citizens who have truly recognized the power of the camera and citizens' voice. One such citizen journalist is Samar Gupta from Alwar, Rajasthan. Samar is joining us from Alwar today. मैं आपको congratulate करना चाहूँगा कि आप में इतनी हिम्मत और जज्बा है।
जी सर, थैंक यू।
अपनी रिपोर्ट के बाद क्या आपने कोई बदलाव देखा?
सर, जैसा कि आपने पूछा कि इन खबरों को दिखाए जाने के बाद किस तरह के हालात रहे और किस तरह का बदलाव रहा, तो बदलाव एक बड़ा बदलाव था। जो हालात थे उसमें एक आम आदमी की जागरूकता के चलते कहीं ना कहीं एक मंच मिला था और उस मंच से ये आवाज़ उठी थी और उसको प्रशासन ने भी गंभीरता से लिया। जहां शराब अवैध रूप से बिका करती थी उस पर रोक हुई। जनरल अस्पताल में जिस तरह बेडों को लेकर कहीं अनियमितता बरती जा रही थी उसके लिए नई इकाई खोली गई और महिलाओं को एक बेहतर सुरक्षा के साथ सुविधाएँ प्रोवाइड कराई गई। साथ ही शहर में जिस तरह अवैध कारोबार का एक धंधा था या ये कहें कि इंक्रोचमेंट के चलते लोग अपना एक अलग ही दुकान लगाए अतिक्रमण करते दिखाई दे रहे थे, उस पर भी प्रशासन की गाज गिरी और अतिक्रमण हटाया गया।
थैंक यू समर। उम्मीद करते हैं कि आप आगे भी अपनी आवाज उठाते रहेंगे। लेट्स शो यू सम ऑफ दीज रिपोर्ट्स दैट समर सेंट टू अस दिस ईयर।
One man with a camera on a mission.
मैं हूं सीजे समर गुप्ता।
Exposing bureaucratic lethargy, corruption and wrongdoings.
कितने टाइम से लगा रहे हो? 35 साल से। 35 साल से यहाँ लगा रहे हो। तो यहाँ पे कोई आप लोगों को परमिशन दी है किसी की तरह की? आते हैं फिर चल जाते भैया। अलवर शहर में अतिक्रमण को लेकर
Samar Gupta has over and over again proved citizen power that it is impossible to ignore the common man's voice.
अतिक्रमण की समस्या पूरे अलवर शहर की समस्या, केवल इसका संबंध नगर परिषद से नहीं है। केवल नगर परिषद चाहे कि इसका समाधान हो जाए तो ये संभव नहीं है।
Just a few days after Samar's story was aired on cnn-ibn, there was an impact.
एक आवाज़ जो उठनी चाहिए और जब भी उठती है तो उसका एक असर होता है।
अतिक्रमण हॉस्पिटल के आसपास का जो मेन गेट के आसपास जो एरिया है ये अतिक्रमण हटाया जा रहा है यहाँ से।
हम लोगों ने एक खबर चलाई और उस खबर को सीजे के माध्यम से जिस तरह लोगों के बीच और प्रशासन के बीच में लाया, उसका साफ तौर पे कहीं ना कहीं एक प्रभाव देखने को मिला और इस तरह का जो अतिक्रमण पसरा हुआ था उस पर एक कार्रवाई की गई।
But our citizen journalist was ready for more.
यहाँ पे ये रेलवे बूथ बनाया पड़ा है जीआरपी का पुलिस का, जिसमें आप स्वयं देखें कि जो कुर्सियों के हालात हैं, इन कुर्सियों के हालात देखने के बाद आप स्वयं समझ सकते हैं कि आखिर इन पे बैठता कौन होगा।
Samar's next set of reports exposed the pathetic state of government machinery in the city.
किस तरह की सुविधा मिलती है आपको यहाँ पर?
सुविधा आप लेटरिन का गेट खोल के देखो, सुविधा अपना आप दिख जाएगी।
सुरक्षा के इंतजाम दिखते हैं।
From the pathetic condition of the city's railway station to the lack of beds at the government-run women's hospital in Alwar.
सरकार सुविधा किस लिए है जी? जो हॉस्पिटल में लेकर चलते हैं, गरीबी आदमी लेकर चलते हैं जी, पैसे होते तो वहीं करवाते ना प्राइवेट में जी।
कोई सुविधा ना मिली हमको तो। कल का पड़ा है यहाँ जी गए और दो ही यहाँ पे।
From one part of the city to another, Samar exposed the illicit sale of country liquor. Bottles in garbage bags, hidden in trash bins, sold and consumed in public places without fear. But this citizen journalist has not been afraid in confronting authorities.
अलवर से cnn-ibn के लिए मैं सीजे रिपोर्टर समर गुप्ता।
That's all that we have for you on this show. I hope that the spirit of citizen journalism stays with you and grows stronger this new year. You can connect with us through ibncj.com, Facebook and Twitter. From the entire team and me, goodbye and wish you all a very happy new year.